Hi,
Hi.
my name is Jessie.
Hi.
I was wondering what motivated you to write this story. Did it begin as a story about Amy and Matthew, or did it begin as a story about a young woman with CP or a young man with OCD?
That's a great question. It started because I knew a character like Amy better. It started with that character, and I my original idea was that I really wanted to write about a character who looked very different on the outside, and but but that many typically developing kids would connect to and understand, which is not like my son. My son's brain is very different. He actually looks pretty normal, but I was really fascinated by the idea of um, how much a seemingly severely disabled girl could, how much she had in common, and in fact how much my son has in common now that he's hitting adolescence, has in common with his typically developing peers. So I wanted to tell that story, and I ended up, I wanted her to meet somebody and develop her first real friendship. And the Matthew character, at first, when I was first writing it, I had him be, I just had a very different character who was like a big, arrogant football player. I wanted her to be with somebody that she could cut down to size and she would really teach him a lesson. And it didn't feel right at all. It didn't work at all. And so I tried to find somebody else. And what I realized is that what Amy is really good at is talking about and dealing with her own disability, and that she's had to do that all her life. She is so well, she is well adjusted to the reality of her life and to who she is and what she is, and she knows that. She is honest in a way that most teenagers are not. And I wanted to find someone that she would meet, somebody who that was everything he wasn't. So when you have OCD, and I had to do a lot of research on that, but the secrecy and privacy is one piece of it, and that it's a very confusing brain anxiety disorder that actually a lot of us can relate to, because a lot of us have tried to deal with anxiety by by setting up little games with ourselves, and OCD is the extreme version of that. But it's also about keeping it a secret. And I wanted somebody that Amy would see and recognize. You have a disability as well, and you need to talk about it, that the beginning of getting better, and it's her strength is what's going to be, is going to help him, that she can be better at something than him, and he's going to need her. And that was where it seemed like a good balance to them. So Amy definitely came first, and who I knew and understood first, and then I did a lot of research to understand Matthew better.